Hello and welcome to me being a nervous wreck. That's what today is going to be about. Today we are going to do the power of makeup challenge. I want to preface this with I don't know exactly who came up with this, who started it. I'm going to give credit to Nikki Tutorials because that's who I seen do it first. However, I know that a lot of people have done it. Maybe before her, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who started it. So I'm not sure who to give credit to initially. I also want to go ahead and remind people, because I don't know if I've mentioned this before, or I know I've touched upon it probably in my very first video. So my name is Kristen and I'm albino, which means I was not born with any melanin in my body whatsoever. My hair is 15 years approximately of processed hair dye. That's what that is. Otherwise, this is what you get. So I will usually put on makeup when I go out of the house, especially if I'm working, then I am full-faced. Not full-face glam, but just full-face, trying to look as natural, as non-albino as possible. Not because I do not like being albino or do not like the way albinism makes me look. It's just I would like to see what I look like if I had melanin, at least to the very best way possible to make that possible. And I do that with makeup. So there's people get a lot of slack for wearing makeup, and people get a lot of slack for not wearing makeup. I think natural is beautiful, and if that works for you, then that's perfect. But me, I like to play in makeup. That's what I like to do. Right now, it's kind of been my therapy since I haven't been able to really go places, thanks to, 2020, thanks to the pandemic. I would also like to go ahead and preface this with, I am new and I have no editing equipment whatsoever. You are on my note whatever it is, the one that I got like 2 years ago. So it is what it is. I will try to be pausing the video as much as I can. So you might see my finger, but you will see me looking, towards the pause button. I am legally blind because of the albinism. I do refer to myself as albino because it is kind of the old school way of referring to it. I am going to be 38 years old this year, and to be more politically correct, a lot of people have changed the noun of albino to more so a person with albinism, PWA for short. So I'm a person with albinism. If you do get offended by the word albino, I am so sorry. It's just, I didn't grow up that way. So if you're here and from one of my albinism groups on Facebook, please welcome. I take any constructive criticism that I can get in the realm of, like I said, with albinism. Me, I am playing with makeup. I am legally blind. I know this isn't going to be perfect. So please have that on your brain as well. And we're going to go right into it. So with the power of makeup, like if you watched Nikki Tutorials, she only does half of her face, which I think is incredible because she is so beautiful naturally. And I think she's an amazing makeup artist. I will preface also with, I am not a makeup artist. And nor do I claim to be. I'm a stay-at-home mom currently because of the pandemic. As of mid-February, I will have been out of work for a year. And by education, I'm a human resource manager. So this is not my forte. This is just my therapy. So we will always want to moisturize, and today what I usually have been moisturizing with prior to my makeup routine is the Kate Somerville goat milk. So I'm just going to do half my face, which should be very interesting because even when like my mom sees me do my makeup and it is in the process of being done. So if I start with just my eyeshadow, which a lot of people do, they start with their eyeshadow, it looks kind of crazy because there's no pigment anywhere else, but now you've got this big splash of color. So I did the my moisturizing on my one side of the face. I feel like I'm going to consistently have that problem where I'm going to tend to want to do the other side. And I'm going to go in with my Milk Makeup Hydro Primer. I put out basically all of my favorite products that I can right now. My eyeshadow is going to be something that I am doing kind of for the first time. I wanted to do kind of a black gray color scheme, smoky eye kind of. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Since this, once my primer is on, you should be sitting with it for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, make sure I have everything that I need for the rest of the video, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. It's still not completely dry, but I also use my Laura Geller Spackle Mist as a part of priming. This is more of a setting spray, and I will be continuing to use that throughout the video, especially once I have all of my foundation, my concealer, anything liquid done being applied. I'll probably go ahead and spray. Just trying to make sure this is as dry as I can. You know what? Give me one more second. Sorry, I needed to go ahead and wet my beauty blender as well. I forgot to do that. So I just get that nice and wet, and then I'm drying it off with a just a towel. All right. My foundation today is going to be the Anastasia New York foundation. This is in color 110C. I believe it's the lightest color they have. And for my fellow albinos, my fellow persons with albinism, I should say, I will try to say it that way for the rest of the video. This color works really well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pump this right directly onto my hand. It usually just takes 3 pumps for it to work for me. And this is a foundation brush from Luxie. I believe this is actually, I think I bought this separately at one of the Boxy Charm pop-up sales or add-ons. I try to get the Luxie brushes or any kind of cheap, well, expensive, nice brushes that I can when they come up on the pop-up sales, because they are usually like 60 to 80% off what they normally are. So get on there. Get your brushes like that. The last couple of months I've been doing my brushes with, I went in and did this side. I told you I was going to. I'm going to go grab a makeup cleanser and go ahead and take that off of that side. I told you I was going to do that. It may have been better to do it that way because you can see a distinct line now down my face from using the makeup wipe. All right. What color foundation are you guys? I want to know, especially my fellow persons with albinism, what is your go-to foundation? If you're light-skinned, I want to know. And even if you are maybe not dark-skinned and was blessed with plenty of melanin, I want to know what brands have you found that have the widest variety, that go up to a color that you can use, because it's hard on both sides of the spectrum, especially if you are going with certain drugstore brands. It's not easy to find something as light as I am, or maybe as pink undertoned as I am, or as dark on the very opposite side of the spectrum for foundations. It's not easy. And with that being said, going straight into my concealer is the same problem. Now, this is my Tarte concealer. It's my Tarte Shape Tape. I cannot, it's the Double Duty Beauty. It's in the lightest color, the fairest color there is. This is my Holy Grail concealer. I don't usually do the T or the triangle. I kind of go in right here and I go in right here. Then I normally go right down the center of my nose, a little bit here, and my chin, and right there. So that's my concealer. I'll let that sit for just a few seconds. Now we're just going to blend that in as much as we can. I like to go up towards the tip of my ear for when we go in and contour, there's more of a distinct line. So the power of makeup is to try to make women feel powerful, even though we sometimes are in a world where, you know, it's more socially acceptable sometimes to just be like, hey, why are you putting on all of this makeup? Why don't you just try to be your true self? As if it was some kind of, you know, foolery. And on my Facebook, when I do pictures of me full-faced, once in a great while, I also remind people and post up a picture of me with no makeup and remind them, this is what I really look like. Don't forget, I am albino. I'm bringing the concealer right up into my waterline as much as I can, and then down this way. I don't go across. I usually use what I put here to blend out down into towards my nose, to blend down to sculpt here and up to help with contouring, because it's so hard to contour sometimes for someone with such light skin tones. Contouring colors can be very hard to find. I'm going to go ahead and go across my eyelid just to have that extra layer, but I'm also going to make sure I use an eye primer when it's time as well. A couple of things that I might be using to contour today. This is my Lovecraft Beauty palette. It has Aurora and Borealis in it. I think this is such a beautiful palette. This came in one of my first either Ipsy or BoxyCharm boxes, and I absolutely adore it. I think I'm going to go ahead and bronze with that and contour with this. This is also by Lovecraft Beauty. During a pop-up sale of, I think this was actually on Ipsy's, one of their add-ons, I grabbed this. It's actually a blusher, but you can tell there's brown tones in it, and I'm going to use it to sculpt today. And I'm going to tap in, not out. I'm going to go to the highest point next to my ear right here, and I'm going to focus right there, back and forth. It looks very pink, but we will fix that. And I'm going to go towards here, where this is where my cheekbone kind of is, right here, ends. We're going to still focus here, keeping that straight line as much as we can. This brush is actually an e.l.f. brush that came in a set, like a travel set. I got it off of Ulta's website page. They didn't have it in the store. I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose slightly with what I have left on my brush. And we want to blend out the top, but not so much on the bottom. We don't want it to be a harsh line. And we're going to blend out with a fluffier brush now. This is actually, I think this is a blush brush from Luxie. And I'm going to go ahead and blend. It does look quite pink. I know my undertones are pink, so it looks really weird when I do a brown contour, but I am going to go ahead and go into this Laura Geller as well. This is called Golden Medium. A lot of these products are like my holy grail products. That's why I used them today with you guys. And for some reason, I decided to go in up here. So I'm probably going to go ahead and contour a little bit just to shape that out, because I started on my cheekbone as opposed to up by my ear. I'm going to buff that out a little bit and we'll be right back. I'm going to continue to contour with that Laura Geller. Just a little bit here. And the top of our forehead. A lot of people will do the 3 method where you kind of make a 3 that way. And let's not forget to contour our double chin or our saggy cheeks, as for in my case. And I mean, not to say that I don't have the double chin, because I have that too, don't worry. And buffing it, blending. Okay. I'm going to go back in with my concealer a little bit just to touch up our lines, especially since I went in right here, and to I'm going to work on that, and I'll be right back, and we're going to powder and set. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to powder much today, but when I do set with a powder, I use my Tarte Shape Tape setting powder. You can bake with this. I just don't, mostly because this is a pretty dark powder, and I don't bake. I usually just press into the skin. I have dry areas that baking doesn't really help with. However, my nose is more oily, so I will spend a little bit more time powdering that to kind of set that foundation and the concealer. Otherwise, it wears off very easily. Brush out anything that is loose with that. A lot of makeup artists will say it's completely unnecessary to bake. And because there's so many people with dry skin, it's really counterproductive. So you can see that I've blended that in pretty much. we'll go ahead and blush. Actually, I'm going to set, like I said I was going to. Going back in with my Laura Geller setting spray. I'm going to take a minute to let that dry. As that continues to dry, I'm going to go in with my Gerard Cosmetics. This is a eye primer. A little bit of this goes a long way. So I'm trying to find a little brush. Yep, like a contour brush, concealer brush. This is this doesn't say what kind it is. This is another thing I want to do for both sides. I get the white Gerard Cosmetics, but which is available for us light-skinned people. We have that as an option. This is their, I think it's called their canvas base. And that, you know, that reminds me, a lot of people don't understand, you know, don't see this, or does not see doing makeup as like an art. And I mean, there are people who are getting paid very good, very well to do this as a living. No, we may not be the best at it, but it's fun. And that's kind of the point. If it makes you happy, then really, that's all that really should matter. I'm going to go in with the brush that I contoured with to just kind of use whatever excess powder to set this primer. I am doing a look that I haven't done before, so I'm a little bit nervous about that as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the whole eye on camera or not, but Gerard Cosmetics does have a pretty good variety of color, like I said, including the white. And you know who else, just in case people aren't aware, Kat Von D has a white foundation. So when we have something that might be a little too dark, even though it's the lightest color, I like to add that. I use it when I do like custom makeup anyways, but I've been using it also to help out brighten up my concealers. All right. So the palette that I brought out is from Morphe, and it's their Artistry palette. I also brought out my Holy Grail. So this is just a white eyeshadow pan from Maybelline. I've been using this type of pan, not the same exact one, but this Maybelline white eyeshadow literally since high school. It is very good for people who are light-skinned, who are very fair, to do just a covering up the eye. And I'm going to use that also in my crease today. And I think we're all set, so I can go ahead and I am going to use my blush, which is from Ciate London. This is another like $3 pan off of Ipsy. And just the apples of your cheek. And let's check how that looks. And from here, I'm going to blend back. Yeah, those are little travel size ones that were from an add-on from Ipsy. Literally $3. Let's see, did I bring out a highlighter specifically? I don't think so. I think I was planning on going into the Lovecraft Beauty and go right in here for my highlighter. Because I don't think I brought one out. I'm looking. And for my highlight, I'm doing around, you can feel the top of your cheekbone. That will go from here right up, right under your eye and down. We don't want to go down. All right. And I believe that our eye should be set. And I'm going to go in straight away with a gray from this palette. It's this very top color right here. I appreciate those who have stuck around with me. And I appreciate those who have joined the channel, who are here. It's free to you guys, so I appreciate you just pressing that subscribe button. I'm trying to do this for my family, so it impacts us a lot just by you pressing the subscribe. I want to get up to that 1,000, and when I do 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do that giveaway. So with this look, I'm going to do the gray. I'm going to do a little bit of black in my corner here, and I'm going to do white here. And I'll be right back, just so this video isn't extra long. Okay, and as for right now, I think I'm pretty much done with my eyelid. I did do gray. I put some black in my corner here. I think I might do a little bit touching up with that black, which is clearly not the brush. Just to I did a very light cut crease. Then I put that white foundation, powder, white eyeshadow, and went ahead and blended that into the black. I took a black eyeliner towards the outside of my eye and white eyeliner towards the inside. I am going to, I also brought out this Stila shimmer eyeshadow. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that. This is in the color Kitten. I really did think I brought out a highlighter specifically, but I guess I didn't. I really like what that does to the lid. Even though there was a soft pink color in that shimmer, I think it really put it together. And then I can't find my mascara. Give me 1 second. Was it right in front of my face? Of course it was. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills, or New York, I mean. What is it? Beverly Hills. I don't know why I said New York. Mascara. Do I have the hardest time with mascara? Yes, I do. A lot of albinos, I have noticed, a lot of persons with albinism, in their makeup routine, they will dye their eyebrows every single day. Just because our hair is so willing to, not willing to hold any color whatsoever. It washes out so quickly in our eyebrows. It takes dye on top of dye in order for color to really stick in onto our hair, because it's almost impossible. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. I am using Urban Decay. They're both double-sided. This is the pencil that I'm going to use. It has a spoolie on one side. And then this has a primer and a color. I actually found this at TJ Maxx and I love it. So I finished my brow. I got something right in the corner of my eye. I'm gonna go take care of that. So since I wanted it to be this contrasting look, I'm gonna go pretty bold with my lips too. Please ignore whatever's going on under my eye. I'm going to clean that up in just a moment. And I've been wanting to do this black, gray, smoky eye look with a red lip. So I think I'm going to dip into these two colors here and create something on half my lips, and we'll be right back. So this didn't come out as red as I would have hoped it to be. And it is still quite bold in comparison, in contrast. But I think I'm going to go in with a gloss as well, which is by Kylie Cosmetics. This was actually a free gift from Ulta. And it came with 4 different glosses. They're very pigmented. I think I'm going to go into that one right now. Just because I wouldn't have normally gone with this color. It's a very bright, brilliant pink. But I think it will be good with this color that I have on. All right, I still need to clean up that eye. I'll be right back. I wanted to take you into a much better lighting situation, more natural lighting. And this was my, let's see, right here, my Power of Makeup video. I would like to thank Nikki Tutorials. She was the first one I saw. Like I said, I am not sure if she's who I should be giving credit to. Go ahead, watch her video. She's amazing. Love her so, so very much. Let's do there I am in all my albinism gloriness. And here I am, makeuped up. So the point of this is, please don't be so judgmental of people who do or do not do their makeup. It really shouldn't be something that is much of your own opinion, but what made the person who's wearing it or not wearing it feel good about themselves that day. We all feel good about ourselves in different ways, and that is the point. That is what's important, is do what you need to do so you have your self-confidence, that you feel beautiful walking out into the world, no matter with no makeup, little natural makeup, or all glammed up. It is your power. It is what makes you feel beautiful. And thank you for watching today.